Okay, I know we all been there before. You know how it is. Your boo did something stupid. They got on your nerves. Well, F you. Well, F you too. You don't hang up no more. It ain't the same effect. Eh. Maybe these things can be avoided if we have healthier ways to communicate with one another. So I'm here to share with you 4 tips to healthy communication with your partner right here on Optimal Expression. Hello, I'm Jeremy Jones and welcome to Optimal Expression, where we embrace our greatest potential to manifest our wildest dreams. Good people, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the communication, This love thing. Are you on the highway to love or are you madly in love? It don't matter, because if y'all can't communicate right with one another, man, tower moment waiting to happen. So let's talk about what we can do to avoid those F you and F you too moments. And I'm going to share with you a few steps to help you communicate with your partner better. Number 1, know yourself. Know thyself. Number 2, listen. Number 3, check in. Number 4, don't hold back. Okay, number 1, probably the most important step. Know yourself, right? You got to know who you are first before you share anything with anybody. How are you going to communicate if you don't know who you are, where you're going, what you want, what you need, and what you have to offer? You have to be able to know yourself so that you can communicate what's important to you. Things you need to know, stuff like, I don't know. What is your mode of communication, right? In this day and age, we have more ways to communicate than ever before. For example, I'm a person to person. I'm old school, okay? I'd rather look you in your eye, and if we can't meet face to face, then call me on the phone, okay? We need to talk about it. I don't need to have a major conversation with you through a text message, because I don't text that quickly, okay? You probably lap me. I've been in text conversations. I'm trying to get one point out and they lap me. They got like 6, 7 texts in. I ain't get my point in yet. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me. Call me on the phone. Let's yell at each other old school way. Okay, don't want to yell at each other, but you know what I'm saying. Let's talk about it, right? Let's straighten it out. Let's talk about it. So you need to know what your mode of communication is, right? Some people do communicate best through text. And it's cool if you have a partner that is the same way, that says, hey, you know what? I prefer to, communicate through text first as well. That's great. But if you communicate one way and your partner communicates another way, then it's very important that you guys talk to one another and straighten out what's the best means of communication when y'all got some things you need to talk out. Okay? In my opinion, sometimes in a text message, you can't always feel a person's tone, and it's very easy to misunderstand what they're trying to say, okay? So I don't think that's the best mode of communication, but some people may disagree. Regardless of what it is, know yourself and know what works for you, okay? And as long as you are clear about who you are and what you have to offer, when another person communicates with you, you know what I'm saying? You'll know if they got what it takes. You'll know in the door. You'll be like, oh, no, not you. And then if somebody on your level, like attracts like, definitely it's going to be a match. Okay? So now let's move in to listen. And this is a very important one because in my opinion, so many people want to talk. So many people want to tell the story. So many people want to say what's going on, what's on their mind, what happened in their day. But what about the other person? It's very important to reciprocate. If someone asks you, how was your day? Cool. Talk about it. Tell them about how your day was. Tell them all the great high points. Tell them the low points. Talk about whatever is on your mind. But when you're done, be sure to reciprocate and say, and how was your day? Tell me about yours. And listen. Very important, okay? Especially in the beginning of relationships, when you're learning about one another, you're learning the dislikes and what a person likes, when you're learning, people's pet peeves, things of that nature. Don't be so quick to throw yours out there and talk so much. If you talk too much, you'll never have time, or you'll never have an opportunity to learn your partner. Okay? And one of the biggest pet peeves I have is somebody who overtalks me. Okay? You done talk for like 5, 10 minutes. I'm patient. I'll listen to you. I'm a listener first. Okay? But it's nice if I can get a word in. Can I talk too, please? Okay? So it's really important. It's a conversation. We're conversing. Okay? It's your turn, then it's my turn. Listen to what the person has to say. Always hear them out, because, a lot of times we'll say you don't know somebody or they don't talk to you. You want them to express themselves. Well, sometimes we're not aware that we don't give that person the opportunity to speak. And so when your significant other is talking, please give them the grace and the patience and the respect to listen. Okay? So now we moving on to check in. And to me, this is one of my favorite ones. I think every damn, don't I say that all the time? This is one of my favorite ones. But check in, okay? And you don't necessarily have to have a set schedule, though I think, it's cool if you do. If you have a weekly check-in or a monthly check-in, at least a monthly check-in. In my opinion, no, I think random check-ins are the best, right? If you and your boo just chilling, y'all in the bed watching TV or something, on the couch, in the car, going somewhere, just randomly say, hey, babe, how you doing? How are we doing? How do you feel about us? How do you feel about me? What can be done better, right? And listen, hear what they have to say, right? And it could be a little awkward sometimes. The person might look at you, but where'd it come from? But it's important. It's important to have these little check-ins, because sometimes things happen along the way and the other person might not say something. They might not say anything. Sometimes we have things on our mind and we mean to say something, but in the busy world that we live in, it's so quick to forget something that you meant to say. And if you're having a check-in, then that gives a person the opportunity to say, there was something on my mind. And then talk to your bae about it and keep those lines of communication open and understand where you stand with one another. It's a great tool to use to stay in tune with one another. That's really important. You want to know where your person's heart and mind are at all times, okay? Don't be so, don't take it for granted to say, I know we happy. I know I'm putting it down. I know I'm doing this. Everything might not be as great as you think. Or sometimes we need to check in because we might have an idea that things aren't going well and things may be going better than you think. So if you check in with one another, it's a great way to stay in tune and stay on the same page. And that brings us to number 4, which is don't hold back. Number 4, don't hold back. And when we're talking about checking in is important because a lot of times people hold back, right? If I do something that irritated my boo and she don't say nothing, right? And then let's just say a couple of weeks later, I do something else and she don't say nothing. And then a couple of weeks later, I do something else. Then it's like, I can't hold back no more, right? And then you feel the wrath and you're wondering where this come from. So now you have the frustration of a month and a half of holding back to deal with. So now in that situation, not only are we dealing with whatever was recently done that got on somebody's nerves, now we got to rewind, go back in time and recall and remember when you did or when you said or when you posted and why did you do that? I'm going to be straight up with you. I might not even remember that shit a month down the line. I did what? You sure that was me? I don't know. Don't hold back. When your partner does something that you feel like is unacceptable, offensive, or hurts you, especially if it hurts your feelings, talk it out. Don't hold back. Don't wait. Talk it out, okay? And it's really important to do so. Sometimes people are afraid that they're going to rock the boat, that, they're going to be bringing up something that could turn their partner, the wrong way or rub them the wrong way. But if this person is right for you, you'll be able to express yourself and they're going to try to understand your point of view and find a way to get back in tune with one another. And that's the main point of healthy, effective communication. You want to make sure that you're in tune with one another, that you're on the same page at all times. Because when you have a significant other, you're moving as one. You're rotating as one, right? You can't be doing your thing over here, they doing their thing over there, and then we're trying to find a way to make it together. That'll work for a short amount of time, but when we're talking about getting into some for real, adult grown relationship, it's important to not hold back, okay? Say what's on your mind at all times, right? Whether it was good or bad. Sometimes we don't let our partner know enough of the things that they do well. Appreciate them. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Give them gratitude for the things that they do well. If you are lucky enough to have a partner that's a great listener, let them know, man, you are an awesome listener. I really appreciate you listening to me the way you do, right? Or even if it's just something like you are the best cuddler. I love to cuddle, especially in the wintertime. Nothing like a nice warm body under a blanket. Perfect time to say, this is what I love about you, okay? Don't hold back how you feel. Don't hold back when it's bad or good. Let it out, okay? Because people need to hear the good. It's what keeps us going. It feels good to feel appreciated. And also, when you express the bad, the whatever gets on your nerves, when you get that out, you'll feel better because you're not holding it in. And it'll be better for the couple in the long run because you won't be blowing up later or you won't be having so many things to address at one time. Especially when you're bringing up stuff from the past that the other person might not even remember because it was a big deal to you. It might not have been a big deal to them, okay? So don't hold back. As long as you continue to vibrate at a high level, meaning you keep your mind and your heart in the right place, you think the best thoughts and feel the best about yourself, you will attract the same kind of energy. Like attracts like, okay? So remember, when it comes to healthy communication with your partner, it's very important that you know who you are so that you can communicate your needs and what you have to offer. It's also important to listen so you can really know what's going on with your partner. It's important to check in from time to time to make sure you're in tune with one another and on the same page. It's also important that you don't hold back and you say what's on your mind when it's on your mind, right? So that a person will always know where they stand with you and you don't have to blow up on somebody later. And don't play the game. It takes two to play a game. When you being straight up, you'll be able to point a phony person a mile away. And you can cut them off and keep your energy high so that you can attract someone with a like-minded heart. I hope this message resonated with you. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you right here next time on Optimal Expression. Peace and love.